proud of that number. Like most people wouldn't even associate with it. Hey, remember we're going to take that things tonight. Somebody hasn't had them already.
No, they were there.
Last year was only 200.
Do you need a bathroom or anything? I'll give you this, and I'm just gonna run to the bathroom at least.
That way. back room, they locked the closet, didn't know she was there. Where is there 17 sleds? Where is there 17 sleds? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Where are we? Where's everybody gonna sit? Just wherever?
Whatever, you know.
All these brothers and sisters, you're gonna let them just go by you?
Let's get rid of this. Yeah. There's something else down there too. 3:30 now? There's no program either.
No, I know. Been waiting for this part.
I think it's going to be a shit show this year. It always is, but even more so. With all those teams in the ring all at one time, and I said, oh, are you saying what the ball is? Right idea.
Hello everybody. My name is Danielle Friesen. Behind me is Paige Walgenbach and then Mackenzie Jensen. And today we are going to give you a trick riding demonstration. And we're going to talk about everything involving warming up, training, and then some actual trick riding. So to start, we're going to just show you what we do to warm up. And we're just going to trot around and do some warm-up tricks, including the touchdowns and horn spins. So as we're trotting around, we're just getting our horses' legs warmed up. And once their legs are warmed up, we're going to start getting into some warm-up tricks to warm up ourselves. So I'm just going to trot a few more laps and get into it. Okay, so I'm going to show you what is a touchdown, and my partners are also going to demonstrate what a touchdown is. And this is one of the first tricks you learn when trick riding. And then you don't ever stop doing it because it's your warm-up trick. So it's just stepping off to the side just like this, down, and back up. And we'll just do a few of those to get nice and warm, get our bodies warmed up, and our horses in the trick riding mood. When we're trick riding, we also like to talk to our horses lots. So if you hear me saying, "Easy, bud, good boy," I'm just showing him that he's doing the right thing and that he's okay. Because we don't always have our hands when we're trick riding to control them, so we need to use our voice. And then the next warm-up trick is called the horn spin. This one's a little harder, but it gets your horse warmed up, you warmed up and ready to do neck tricks, because we're going to sit on their neck. Just like that. Spin around and back in the saddle. Easy bend. And training horses for trick riding is very similar to this. You just start by getting them used to doing the tricks like touchdowns and horn spins that are super basic, and helps warm them up and get them good and ready. Okay, another warm-up trick we have is the slick saddle stand. This one requires a lot of balance and is actually quite challenging, but it's really good. Easy bend. So I'm just going to do that a few times. Get warmed up. Easy bend. Easy. Good boy. Another thing with trick riding, like I said, you need to use your voice. You can also catch us counting 1, 2, 3, 4. This is counting the beat of your horse, and it helps you to ride on the right beat so you can get in and out of your tricks super easily. So I'm just going to do one more trot lap here, and then we're going to move on to the next step, which is lunging. And Mackenzie will take that over with Paige. Sure.
So I'm Danielle Friesen's mom, and so right now the girls are just going to switch over the microphone. And this is, are you going to use this? Okay, Mackenzie's just going to use this microphone, and she's going to lunge Paige, and we're going to show you how we do training for harder tricks.
Hello guys, my name's Mackenzie, and Paige and Chico and I are going to go out to the middle and kind of show you how we learn some of the harder tricks that we haven't done out on the pattern yet, which you'll see a little bit later. And these are actually tricks that Paige is really working on and hasn't performed yet for anyone, so that's pretty exciting for her. First, Paige is just gonna do some touchdowns to get Chico, make sure he's good on the lunge line. Easy, Chico. Good boy. Okay, Paige is gonna show us now the shoulder stand at a trot. Good. So this is the first time Paige has ever done the shoulder stand in front of any type of crowd, so that was super awesome. Okay, next Paige is going to show us the backbreaker. Come on, Chico. Yeah. Come on, Chico. Here, so now here's the backbreaker. Danielle's going to show us this trick a little bit later on the pattern. Okay. Good. Now we're going to kick Chico up into a lope, and Paige is going to try some vaults. Come on, Chico. Good. Good boy, Chico. Go ahead. Good girl. Awesome. That was the first time Paige has done a vault in front of the crowd. She's going to do one more for you guys. One more. Okay. Good, beautiful. Okay, give it up for Paige and Chico. That's how we teach our beginners the harder tricks without their horse being free.
Okay, so just a little bit of history on these girls. We have like a really beautiful thing going here. Mackenzie is a seasoned trick rider, and Danielle and Paige have just been so blessed to have her in their lives because she has not only been their mentor, she's been a friend, and now she's one of their trick riding partners. So she constantly coaches the girls when we're on the road, gives them tips and all of that. So that was Mackenzie, how she helps Paige learn to do her tricks. And there's hours and hours spent training the horses to do these tricks and the girls. So So now we're going to be holding the ribbon, and the girls are going to show you some of these tricks at a faster pace, I guess. Tomorrow evening we're going to do a full, like a real fast show. But when we train with the ribbon on the ground. But when we actually do a show, we pick up the ribbon and we hold it. And the girls have a very specific thing called a pattern lap. Are you going to do pattern laps? So they're going to do a pattern lap right now and show you what that involves. So the trick pattern is always to the left. So they run a circle here to the left. They canter around. And you always have to try to get your horse on that left lead. That's really important. And then they come and they have to stop in this corner. And that is paramount for safety, because if you get caught up or hung up, you want to know your horse is going to stop and not drag you. So they stop in that corner and then they turn out of it. So Paige is going to do a pattern lap here too, just to show you what that looks like. And then Mackenzie, and then we'll do a little bit of a show. So one of the first things you do when you train your horse is you just do pattern lap after pattern lap until you know your horse is going to stop in that corner. All right, here's Mackenzie on Dudley. Okay, girls, are we ready to go? All right, okay, Danielle is going to go first with her first trick. I don't know what it is. It looks like she's going to do a shoulder stand. So you saw Paige do this on the lunge line. So you have to be very strong as you come around the corner. That's a lot of core. That was a shoulder stand. Okay, here comes Paige, and Paige is only 10 years old. She's a fantastic little trick rider. And this is a fender. A fender drag. See how she's dragging her hands and her feet? Good girl. Okay, here comes Mackenzie. Mackenzie is going to do a 1-foot stand. So Danielle is going to go. Danielle is 16 years old. She's from Grand Prairie, Alberta, and this is her horse Ben. She's doing splits to the neck vaults. She's been working really hard on this. She does this about 10 times every single time we ride. Okay. So here Paige is going to do a hippodrome stand. So she has her feet in the straps. So these are called strap tricks. They're different than vaulting. So you have to have very good balance in this. And then you'll notice as she comes around, she has to pop, so she's trying to pull her feet out. That's also very important for safety, so that you pop your feet out of those straps. And here is Mackenzie, and she's doing the suicide drag, sorry. So that actually looks really, really fancy. It's actually one of the first tricks that you learn, if you can believe it or not. Okay, and here is Danielle. She's doing the extended back breaker. So you saw Paige do this. Oop, careful Danielle, and back in, there you go. It's really hard in this arena. So this arena is really, really small. Riding in a much bigger arena is much easier for the girls. The hardest spot is the corners. Okay, here is Paige. And Paige is doing the full fender. So this is really, really important to keep her bottom leg tucked up. If you don't, you unwind the pretzel and you fall right underneath your horse. So that's a very, very hard trick. Very good, Paige. And Mackenzie is doing a full neck layover. This also is very difficult. And these are strap tricks, right? Like you can see her feet are in straps. So again, there's very special ways that you have to do these tricks so that you don't get caught up and hung up. Okay, here is Danielle. And Danielle is going to do crouper vaults. Oh, no, she did inverted crouper vaults and scissor. Very good, Danielle. And here is Paige. She's going to do the Stroud layout. This is so hard. And especially again on those corners. Very good, Paige. Oh, can you guess what Mackenzie's going to do? I hope she's going to have time to get this trick done. This arena is really small. Here comes the under the neck. Can she get from one side to the other? Look at that. Don't try that at home, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so those are some of our tricks. Danielle and Paige are just going to show you they've been working with their horses to do some liberty. And so they have one last thing to show you that they've been working on. We're going to see if the horses are going to cooperate. But they have to take the saddles off quick. Yeah. Okay, so Danielle and her horse Ben, and Paige and her horse Chico are going to show you. Now, we've never done this in front of audiences, so we're going to just see if the horses are going to do it. It takes a lot of trust, and it's taken these girls a lot of practice to do it. Oh, Ben almost laid down. Danielle's probably going to try it again. Paige is trying one more time with Chico to see if she can't lay him down. There we go. Danielle got Ben down. Chico, I think, is getting a little bit worried. Mom's going to come and see if she can help. And remember, Paige is only 10 years old. And she's been working really hard on this. So it's not an easy thing. Like, it takes a long time to train your horse to do this. Oh, there we go. Good job, Paige. Woohoo! How about a big round of applause? So, ladies and gentlemen, there she's going to tell him to get up. Very nice. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the show. We're going to be back tomorrow, do this again, and then tomorrow evening at Family Night at the Chutes, we're going to put on a real big show, and we're going to have some fiddling too. So, we'll hopefully see you all tomorrow. Thank you.
Well, Henry's here and so is Joanne. Even though you told her, don't bother coming, Joanne, I don't like you. That's what she told me. She says you told her you don't like her and not to come. That's funny. I have no idea. Gary and Audra are working, so they're not coming. Gary couldn't get the time off. Well, they soaked it. They had a cultivator with a sprayer. I don't know what other chemical was in there besides water. Maybe it's just water, I don't know.
Well, it's 2 days this year. Well, yeah, it's a combined weight. Whoever pulls the most in 2 days. Yeah, I hope they exhibit it well.
They did that with
They
the.
do, but all in the ring at the same time.
So it doesn't matter how much your horses weigh. It's whoever pulls the most weight, period.
Well, they're still going to do a winner for light, a winner for medium. I thought there was two teams, two lights and heavies. Yeah, two. There's only two weights this year, lights and heavies. They thought it all out about it. Somebody got creative. I hate when you do that. I know. We don't always have one. We don't have a good announcer. We're gonna have to
My God, they're massive. You need a license to fly those.
That one, the big one there is a spray one, eh?
Oh, really?
Or chemical, yeah. He says that it's the Canadian government that's sort of holding it up, but otherwise he says the other countries are just using them galore, eh?
And why wouldn't you? I mean, think of it. All you need is a couple spare batteries. You can do your whole field.
Yeah, you can do a lot of work, and especially some places that are a little tighter or something, not open, eh? You know?
Yeah. You're crisscrossed with power wires. You just fly under them. No big deal, right? Kind of hard to do with the spray plane.
Yeah, quite the tools. You know, he showed me one of the first little ones. Yeah, handy held it, eh?
I have two of them. Yeah, ask Jeannie. Ask Jeannie. Jeannie, do I have a drone?
Yeah.
What?
Runs it into me.
I didn't run it into you.
Yeah, you almost hit me.
It's automatic hover. So you take it off and it's supposed to automatically hover at a certain level. Well, it didn't do that. It took off to a turn.
Yeah, they're fast. They don't.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah, they're just a hell of a tool, eh?
Yeah. Well, mine has a. You connect the remote onto the phone, and you can see from the camera where the drone is, and you can take pictures. So you go go up 200-300 feet and take a picture?
Well, you don't think people use that at all. It's a nice view. It's nice to have a top view.
Jeannie doesn't like it.
No.
She think it's out to get her. I asked Gene if I could get one of those big drones. I think Lauren, Bonnie, and I are the only ones still working. also tied for third, I think.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, teams are coming in here for day one, 2-day pull of the Canadian Horse Pull Finals here at Agribition, presented by Ritchie Brothers and supported by Moose Jaw Co-op.
Do I look 10 years younger? I went through that whole area and it's like, they're pretty hard to sell. Oh wait, somebody said, no, I'm gonna stand for a while actually. I just didn't know if somebody was there.
So how far?
Good. It's nice though, thank God it didn't rain, hey? And you know, you've got nice roads and I thought Uncle John might be here. Is he here yet or no?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're here for day one, 2025 Canadian Horse Pull Finals, presented by Ritchie Brothers and supported by Moose Jaw Co-op. We'll have Rick Couture doing the judging, Bob Peisinger will be in the pins, and K.R. Wilson and Scott Wilson will be the line judges. Remember, folks, we're doing 2-day pull, so it'll be combined pulling from today and tomorrow. We'll be pulling today, and then tomorrow we'll be back for 1 p.m. We're just getting all the eveners hooked up, getting everything ready. All lined up here with them big heavy eveners. It takes a lot of strong eveners for horsepower, pure horsepower here at Agribition. Okay, it looks like Ricature is calling out our first team. Norm Bertefay and Kim Hawala they combined their horses. They're going to be first to pull here. We're going to be pulling 4,500 pounds. Norm Bertefay, veteran horse puller. Kim Hawala is doing the hooking for him. And they lean in, and it's a 4,500 pound through pull for Norm Bertefay. Up next, Brian Martin. He's out of Tregarva, veteran puller. He's been pulling for 24 years. He's got his dad and brother doing hooking for him. We got to see who's.
Hi, Janine and Grayson, everybody. Janine just told me they can hear me on camera.
Brian Martin out of Tregarva, Lumsden. Buck and Jerry. They made short work of that for Brian Martin. That team is 3,880 pounds. One of our American competitors from Washington, Cameron Whitman. He's got Trump and Charlie. They're 3,757 pounds. They're out of Ferndale, Washington. They've been pulling for over 20 years. Our American friends, they have two people on the eveners, two handles on them when they hook up. You got your shoulder out of joint, you grab those eveners and they should put it back right in. Cameron Whitman out of Ferndale, Washington. And a full pull there for Cameron Whitman with Trump and Charlie. Up next, Ronnie Sebastian out of Lumsden. He's got Dan and Snort. They're 3,732 pounds. And that was Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort. He had his boy doing the hooking for him. Through pull there. They're going to warm this boat up and pull a little more than that 14 feet right off the bat. Cameron Whitman Out of Ferndale, Washington with his second team, Jack and Nickel. They weigh 3,582 pounds. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman. Up next, Ron Sebastian with Tom and Digger. They weigh 3,691 pounds. Ron Sebastian out of Lumsden, Saskatchewan, veteran Canadian Horse Pull Finals champion here at Agribition. We're at 4,500 pounds. And a through pull there for Ron Sebastian with Tom and Digger. Ryan Ewing out of Manor, Saskatchewan. Veteran puller, he's been pulling for many years. Leroy and Boozer, 3,877 pounds. Okay. Perfect. Good job. Ryan Ewing with Leroy and Boozer, 3,877 pounds. They'll be attempting 4,500 pounds. And a through pull there for Ryan Ewing with Leroy and Boozer. Up next, Ryan Pilbeam with Rogue and Stormy. 3,824 pounds for this team. He's in his rookie season, and Ryan is just enjoying this horse pulling He's out of Lumsden, Saskatchewan. He's got Al Timiak doing the hooking for him. Look at the way he set him up there and a through pull. Ryan Pilbeam, through pull there. Up next in the heavyweights, Wayne Nodge with Fred and Barney. He's out of Malville, Saskatchewan. Are you going in, Wayne? Wayne's going to go in. They got an option that they can pass on the heavies. He's going to attempt that 4,500 pounds with Fred and Barney. This team's 4,089 pounds. And a through pull there for Wayne Nodge, a veteran puller of 18 years. His daughter Stephanie was doing the hooking for him there. Granddaughter, oh, well, the different information. The granddaughter is doing the hooking. Get everybody involved. Randy Bunga out of Stockholm, Saskatchewan. Cash and Barney, 4,477 pounds. Is he going to bow out or is he going in? Okay, Randy's passing. Up next, Jeff Downey out of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Rockin' Stanley, 4,774 pounds. Our heaviest team here. Is he passing or is he going in? Jeff is passing. Okay, Al Timiak with Mark and Mitch. He's going to be going in. He's a rookie teamster here in the horse pulling. Mark and Mitch weigh 4,014 pounds. He's out of Penn, Saskatchewan, Al Timiak. Ryan Felbeam is doing the hooking for him. Rookie teamsters doing the hooking for each other. Al sets him up in a through pull there for Al Timiak out of Pence, Mark and Mitch. Up next, Ron Sebastian with Skinner and Cecil. He's going to pass. And up next, Randy Bunga with Bud and Doc. Is he going to pass? He's passed. Okay, we're going to throw on another 1,000 pounds. We're going to go up to 5,500 pounds. We're going to throw shingles on and we'll be up to 55. Throw 1,000 pounds on, 5,500 pounds. Our Canadian Horse Pull Finals at Agribition, sponsored by Ritchie Brothers. Ritchie Brothers always proud to be involved with the Canadian Western Agribition on many platforms. We once again are thrilled to help sponsor the heavy horse competition today. Good luck to all contestants. And supported by Moose Jaw Co-op. Every purchase goes further. In 5 years, returned 18.1 million in cash and 30.9 million in equity. 2,000 pounds. We up 2,000, so we're up to 6,500 pounds. Just depends what the ground is. They check the ground out and how much weight we threw on. We're going to be at 6,500 pounds. Got a lot of teams here pulling. All of the Belgian breed. Good looking, well matched teams here. Rick Couture is doing our judging here at the horse pull finals. Bob Peisinger is the pin man, and Kayer and Scott Wilson doing the lines. Different ground conditions. The boat pulls different, so they must have seen something in the ground conditions. Maybe it's pulling a little easier. We'll see what the 2,000 pounds does to the boat, how sticky it gets. Now back to the middleweights. Norm Vertifay with Bud and Spike, combined team with Kim Awalo. Norm doing the driving, Kim doing the hooking. 3,737 pounds. And a through pull there for Norm Vertifay. Bud and Spike. Brian Martin with Buck and Jerry. They're 3,880 pounds. Brian's been pulling for 24 years. And a through pull for Brian Martin. Up next, Cameron Whitman from Ferndale, Washington. One of our American neighbors. He brought two teams up here to pull. A through pull there for Cameron Whitman with Chumpin' Charlie, 3,757 pounds. First jerk warning for Cameron Whitman. First jerk warning. Up next, Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort. Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort. They weigh 3,732 pounds. And a through pull there for Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort. He had his son hooking for him there. Cameron Whitman out of Ferndale, Washington with Jack and Nickel. They weigh 3,582 pounds. Cameron's been pulling for over 20 years from Washington State to Florida and anywhere in between, including Canada. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman. Ron Sebastian with Tom and Digger. 3,691 pounds for this team. Veteran horse puller, veteran exhibition winner. Ryan doing the hooking for him. And Tom and Digger, they pulled that through pull there for Ron Sebastian. Ryan Ewing out of Manor, Saskatchewan. He got his team of Leroy and Boozer, 3,877 pounds. And a through pull there for Ryan and Cheryl Ewing out of Manners, Saskatchewan. Up next, Ryan Pilbeam with Rogan Stormy. He's out of Lumsden, Saskatchewan, 3,824 pounds. Al Timiak's doing the hooking for him. And a through pull there for Ryan Pilbeam. Now Wayne Nodge out of Malville, Saskatchewan. He's a veteran puller of 18 years. His granddaughter doing the hooking for him. Fred and Barney. And a through pull there for Wayne Notch, Fred and Barney. Up next, Randy Bunga out of Stockholm, Saskatchewan. Cash and Barney, 4,477 pounds. And a through pull for Randy Bunga with Cash and Barney. Up next, Jeff Downey with Rock and Stanley, 4,774 pounds. Heaviest team here. Jeff's out of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. And a through pull there for Jeff Downey. Just a little misstep at the beginning, but he pulled her through. Rock and Stanley. Al Timiak out of Penn, Saskatchewan with Mark and Mitch. 4,014 pounds for this team. Rookie horse puller. Ryan Pilbeam on the eveners, giving him a hand. And a through pull there for Al Timiak with Mark and Mitch. At 6,500 pounds, Ron Sebastian with Skinner and Cecil. Combined weight, 4,083 pounds. Wow, you got some pretty good looking matched Belgium teams. Good looking harness, well put up. A through pull for Ronnie Sebastian and Cecil and Skinner. Up next, Randy Bunga with Bud and Doc, 4,269 pounds. Randy Bunga has been pulling at Agribition 15 years. Through pull there. Randy Bunga. Wow, went through the order. Now we're gonna throw on more shingles. We're going to throw on 1,000 pounds. It'll bring it up to, we'll be up to 7,500 pounds. Canadian Horse Pull Finals presented by Ritchie Brothers. Ritchie Brothers is always proud to be involved in Canadian Western Agribition on many platforms. We once again are thrilled to have sponsor the heavy horse competition today. Good luck to all the contestants. And supported by Moose Jaw Co-op. Moose Jaw Co-op, every purchase goes further. In 5 years, we returned 18.1 million and 30.9 million in equity to members. Moose Jaw Co-op is a retail partner. Moose Jaw Co-op, your trusted source for livestock feed, equipment. Visit us in Averly, Liberty, Imperial, or Moose Jaw for personalized service and support.
This last one they all pulled. The one couple before that they passed, and then they pulled and had wait till for a heavier weight. So yeah, there's two weight categories, light and heavy.
14 teams here competing in the horse pull at Canadian Horse Pull Finals.
Everybody will pull as much as they can today. They'll keep going until this. Even if you're the last lightweight teams, you should pull more to make sure you can win tomorrow's because it's a combined weight, right? I know it's a really dumb pull, especially when the announcer doesn't tell you what's going on. It's really dumb. It's very confusing for the audience.
Norm Bertifay, and Kim Owallo. Norm at the lines, Kim on the eveners, Bud and Spike. 3,737 pounds, attempting 7,500 pounds. And he pulls the stake over. A through pull for Norm Bertifay. Brian Martin with Buck and Jerry. He's got his brother on the eveners there. And a through pull there for Brian Martin. Up next, Cameron Whitman out of Ferndale, Washington. He's been pulling all over the U.S. and parts of Canada for 20 years. Out of Ferndale, Washington. That team of Camerons, he won the Super Pull in Wisconsin in October. Up next, Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort. 7,500 pounds on the boat. And a through pull there for Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort. Up next, Cameron Whitman with Jack and Nickel, 3,582 pounds for this team. They made the trek from Ferndale, Washington. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman. And now up, Ron Sebastian with Tom and Digger, 3,691 pounds for this team. Ron Sebastian with Ryan and the Eveners, Tom and Digger. And a through pull there for Ron Sebastian. Ryan and Cheryl Ewing with Leroy and Boozer, 3,877 pounds from this team. They're from Manor, Saskatchewan. Ryan's pulled for 13 years. Leroy and Boozer have been together for 6 years. And a through pull there for Ryan and Cheryl Ewing. Ryan Pilbeam. Out of Lumsden, Rogan Stormy, 3,824 pounds for this team. Rookie puller. First year pulling. Little misstep on the initial pull, but he got her pulled. Through pull there for Ryan Pilbeam with Rogan Stormy. Up next, Wayne Nodge out of Melville, Saskatchewan. Fred and Barney, his team, 4,089 pounds. He's got his granddaughter in eveners. It looks like there was a through pull there for Wayne Nodge. Up next, Randy Bunga with Cash and Barney. Randy Bunga out of Stockholm with Cash and Barney, 4,477 pounds. He did a through pull there. Up next, Jeff Downey out of Moose Jaw with Rock and Stanley, the heaviest team here, 4,774 pounds. Well, we're going to get a measurement on Jeff Downey with Rock and Stanley. '65 inches for Rock and Stanley, Jeff Downey out of Moose Jaw. Al Timiak with Mark and Mitch. He's out of Penn, Saskatchewan. And a through pull for Al Timiak with Mark and Mitch. 4,014 pounds that team weighs. Up next, Ron Sebastian with Skinner and Cecil. 4,083 pounds for this team of Rons. Ryan on the eveners. Got his grandson to help out. And a through pull there for Ronnie Sebastian with Cecil and Skinner. Randy Bunga with Bud and Doc. He's got his granddaughter on the eveners. 4,269 pounds for this team. And a through pull there for Randy Bunga. We'll throw on another more weight and see what they throw on this time. We're throwing 1,000 pounds on. That'll bring us up to 8,500 pounds. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we got a two-day total pull, so we'll be back tomorrow, Canadian Horse Pull Finals at 1 p.m. right here in the Brand Center. They're throwing 1,000 pounds in. That'll bring us up to 8,500 pounds. We've only got one team out here. We still got 13 teams left in the running here. Canadian Horse Pull Finals, presented by Ritchie Brothers and supported by Moose Jaw Co-op. Well, the 1,000 pounds is on. And having a go at that. The combined team, Norm Bertefay and Kim Hawallo. Norm doing the driving. Kim on the eveners with Bud and Spike, 3,737 pounds. Attempting 8,500 pounds here. Many times I always ask Norm if they brought enough shingles, and he said, don't worry, they got enough shingles. And a through pull there for Norm Bertafay, Budden Spike, 3,737 pounds. The veteran puller, he's been at Agribition many, many years. Brian Martin with Buck and Jerry. And a through pull there for Brian Martin with Buck and Jerry. Cameron Whitman with Trump and Charlie out of Ferndale, Washington. Come up and pull in here at the Canadian Horse Pull Finals. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman. Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort, 3,732 pounds. 8,500 pounds in the boat. 8,500 with the boat and shingles combined. And Dan and Snort, Ryan Sebastian get the job done. Through pull there. Cameron Whitman with Jack and Nickel. This team won a big pull in Washington or Wisconsin, super pull. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman with Jack and Nickel. Ron Sebastian, Tom and Digger, 3,691 pounds. Ryan on the eveners. 8,500 pounds on the boat. And a through pull there for Ron Sebastian, Tom and Digger. Ryan and Cheryl Ewing with Leroy and Boozer. Up next to attempt that 8,500 pounds. And a through pull there for Ryan and Cheryl Ewing, Leroy and Boozer. Up next, Ryan Pilbeam, rookie teamster and puller. Rogan Stormy, 3,824 pounds. Al Timiak doing the hooking for him. Ryan said they did the best they could, and we're going to get a measurement. Ryan Pilbeam with Rogan Stormy at 8,500 pounds. 48 inches for Ryan Pilbeam with Rogan Stormy. Wayne Nodge, Fred and Barney. You got two and said not set. They're going to drop here pretty soon. Well, that's it for Wayne Nodge, Fred and Barney, and we'll get a measurement here. All feet, 144. 144 inches. 144 inches for Wayne Nodge, Fred and Barney. Randy Bunga with Cash and Barney. And a through pull for Randy Bunga with Cash and Barney. 4,470 pounds for that team. Up next, Al Timiak with Mark and Mitch. And Al says, well, that's all that my boys could do today. Mark and Mitch. "37 inches for Al Timiak, Mark and Mitch. Ron Sebastian with Skinner and Cecil. Ryan on the eveners. And a through pull there for Ron Sebastian. With Skinner and Cecil, Randy Bunga with Bud and Doc. Randy retired Bud, but he brought him back out of retirement. He's doing a wonderful job here today. Bud and Doc weighed 4,269 pounds. They're attempting 8,500. And a through pull there for Randy Bunga. Bud and Doc. Well, now we'll add a few more shingles. We're going 500 pounds, 500. We're at 9,000.
Nice seeing you. And yes, so I don't see you hardly ever. I know. Yeah, I booked to go. I just registered for Canada. Yeah. I didn't want to because I don't like. I'm not sure about the bus rides. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start flying.
9,000 pounds. We got four teams out. We got 4 out so far, so we still got 10 in the running.
I always wanted to do that. I suppose you went by yourself. You're so brave. I could not.
Rick Couture is doing our judging. Bob Peisinger on the pinning. Kara Wilson and Scott Wilson doing the line judges. Ron Sebastian, or pardon me, Norm Bertefeuille with Bud and Spike. Kim Awala at the eveners. Split team there. And a through pull there for Norm Bertefeuille and Kim Hawalo combined team. 9,000 pounds pulled. Brian Martin, Buck and Jerry. Got his brother Drew on the eveners.
You just take care, and any more grandchildren? Are you got family?
He's got lots of that.
Oh.
Then Brian was like,
Yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, that's all. That's your brother, nephew?
my sister's husband, yes.
This is the first time I've been in. It's cool. I really enjoyed it. So, anyway, take care. Bye. Oh, there.
And Brian said they did all they can. We'll take a score of 9,000 pounds. 18 inches for Brian Martin with Buck and Jerry. Up Cameron Whitman with Trump and Charlie out of Ferndale, Washington. Stepped over the tug, and then they did a through pull there. Cameron Whitman with Trump and Charlie, a through pull. Ryan Sebastian, Dan and Snort. Got his boy on the eveners there. £9,000 pulled for Dan and Snort. Ryan at the lines. Cameron Whitman with Jack and Nickel out of Ferndale, Washington. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman with Jack and Nickel. Ron Sebastian up next with Tom and Digger. Ryan Sebastian on the eveners. And a through pull there for Ron Sebastian, Tom and Digger. Ryan and Cheryl Ewan with Leroy and Boozer. They're out of Manor, Saskatchewan. And a through pull for Ryan and Cheryl Ewan, Leroy and Boozer. Up next, Randy Bunga out of Stockholm, Cash and Barney, 4,477 pounds. He's got his granddaughter doing the hooking there. No, he doesn't. He changed up. And a through pull there for Randy Bunga with Cash and Barney. Up next, Ron Sebastian with Cecil and Skinner, 4,083 pounds. The veteran puller out of Lumsden, Saskatchewan. And a through pull there for Ron Sebastian with Cecil and Skinner. We're at 9,000 pounds. Randy Bunga with Bud and Doc, 4,269 pounds this team. He's out of Stockholm, Saskatchewan. Now he's got his granddaughter hooking. Randy said they did what they're pulling. We're going to take a measurement. He unhooked them and '56 inches. 56 inches for Randy Bunga with Bud and Doc. And we're going to add 500 pounds. That'll bring us up to 9,500. Okay, we're at 9,500 pounds. Canadian horse pull finals here at Agribition, presented by Ritchie Brothers and supported by Moose Jaw Co-op. Norm Vertife, Kim Hoelo, Bud and Spike. Well, Normie figures that's what they pulled. We'll get a measurement. "57 inches. 57 inches for Bud and Spike, Norm Vertife. But you got how much time? That if you folks know what the through pull is 14 feet, the chain is a touch under, and by the time it pulls it over. Cameron Whitman out of Ferndale, Washington, a through pull there. With Trump and Charlie, up next, Ron Sebastian. Yes, we got a 14 foot as a through pull. That chain is a touch under, and it'll pull that stake out by that much. So 14 feet for a through pull. Ryan Sebastian, pardon me. Down and snort. And a through pull for Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort. Up next, Cameron Whitman with Jack and Nickel. He's out of Ferndale, Washington, veteran puller. Up here to compete at the Canadian Horse Pull Finals right here at Agribition. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitten with Jack and Nickel. Ron Sebastian, Tom and Digger, veteran puller out of Lumsden, Saskatchewan. And a through pull there for Ron Sebastian with Tom and Digger. Ryan and Cheryl Ewing with Leroy and Boozer. We're at 95,000 pounds. They got to pull that boat for a through pull 14 feet. 9,500 pounds. Rick Couture is doing the judging. Bob Peisinger is pinning, and Kayer and Scott Wilson doing the line judging. And a through pull for Ryan and Cheryl Ewing. Leroy and Boozer, 3,877 pounds. Now we'll go up to Randy Bunga with Cash and Barney. Randy Bunga out of Stockholm, Saskatchewan. And they did all they could for Randy Bunga, Cash and Barney.
And it's $146, I think, for a front pouch. You don't have to do it every year.
14 inches
If you want to be on that list,
at 9,500 pounds. And Ron Sebastian with Skinner and Cecil.
well, that seems excessive. We get it cheaper too because the neighbors are all, like, so they don't charge everybody individually.
Ron Sebastian with his heavyweight. Caesar and Skinner. 4,083 pounds. And attempting 9,500 pounds.
You know, so we know the guys that are doing it. It's Queen City Sewage, I think. They're really good in comparison to others. Just mention it to her.
I just thought, I don't know what it is.
And a through pull there for Ron Sebastian, Cecil and Skinner. And we're going to add on more weight. 500 pounds. Now we're at 10,000 pounds. How many? Five teams left in the running. Remember, folks, we're doing 2-day pull, so we're going to be back tomorrow at 1. It'll be combined pulls to be the 2025 Canadian Horse Pull Finals champion. We're at 10,000 pounds. Cameron Whitman with Trump and Charlie, 3,757 pounds for that team. Be attempting 10,000. Well, the boat's loaded. Cameron Whitman out of Ferndale, Washington with Trump and Charlie attempting 10,000 pounds. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman. Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort, 3,732 pounds. They're going to be attempting that 9,500 pounds. 10,000 pounds. £10,000. Dan and Snort, 3,732 pounds, attempting 10,000. Ryan Sebastian, Dan and Snort. $98 for Ryan Sebastian with Dan and Snort. Cameron Whitman with Jack and Nickel. He's up next, 3,582 pounds his team weighs. Attempting at 10,000 pounds. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman out of Ferndale, Washington. Tom and Digger, 3,691 pounds. And a through pull for Ron Sebastian at 10,000 pounds. Ryan and Cheryl Ewan with Leroy and Boozer. £10,000 on the boat. And a through pull for Ryan and Cheryl Ewan with Leroy and Boozer. The heavyweights, Ron Sebastian with Skinner and Cecil. 10,000 pounds on the boat. £4,083 for this team, Skinner and Cecil. And a through pull for Ron Sebastian with Skinner and Cecil. We're going to throw on another 500 pounds. That'll bring us up to 10-5. Remember, folks, 2-day pull, so combined pulls from today and tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to be here at 1 p.m. Canadian Horse Pull Finals, presented by Ritchie Brothers, supported by Moose Jaw Co-op. Moose Jaw Co-op, your trusted source for livestock feed and equipment. Visit us in Avonlea, Liberty, Imperial, and Moose Jaw. Moose Jaw Co-op is your project partner for every farm build. Big or small, contact us to make a vision a reality. Okay, we're at 10-5. Cameron Whitman with Trump and Charlie. He attempting 10,500 in the middleweight class. A through pull for Cameron Whitman with Trump and Charlie. Okay, Ron's going to be going in between Cameron and Cameron, so give him a little break. Ron with Skinner and Cecil in the heavyweights. Ron pulls it there with Tom and Digger in the middleweights. Now Cameron Whitman with Jack and Nickel. We're at 10,500 pounds. 55 inches for Ron Sebastian with Tom and Digger. Cameron Whitman, Jack and Nickel. He's out of Ferndale, Washington. Pulled all over the U.S. Going to be attempting 10,500 pounds. And a through pull there for Cameron Whitman. Ryan and Cheryl Ewing, Leroy and Boozer. Ryan and Cheryl Ewing, Leroy and Boozer out of Manor, Saskatchewan. Well, that's it for Ryan Yoon. We'll get a measurement. 25 inches, 25 inches. For Ryan Cheryl Ewing out of Manor, Saskatchewan, Leroy and Boozer. Now Ron Sebastian pulling with Skinner and Cecil. In the heavyweights, 4,083 pounds. Okay, Ron had a through pull, and now we just checked if Cameron wants to pull again because he doesn't have to, right? So we're done. Remember, folks, we got 2-day combined pull. So we got no scores or whatever till tomorrow. It's a 2-day combined pull. We'll be back tomorrow at 1. Canadian Horse Pull Finals. We'll be back tomorrow with the same teams and see what the outcome is tomorrow. Thank you very much, and see you tomorrow.
Getting away with jerking that boat so much. Who cares? I mean, his horse's name should be Trump and Dump. Don't worry.
Which one?
Yankee. Every time he got a warning the very first time he pulled it.
Which was a freaking miracle in itself, and then never again.
Never again. He
Yeah.
did the same thing all the way through.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Oh yeah, give Henry a card. It doesn't matter which one. He's already got one of mine. He's already got one. Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, yeah, so that was that. I didn't. I remember to bring them. Because I'm going tonight, I'll be picking up, we're going up to supper. Oh, huh. Where are we going? I think to Calcutta. Really? Yeah. What time are we going to be there?
Just so you know, it's tap and go. And there's only a $200 limit on the tap and go.
I'll use it.
2 on one, 2 on the other. There you go.
But 210 times at least.
It's expired, Jerry. No, just a minute here. No, I'm not expired. I just smell that.
It doesn't matter, whatever, because when I'm out of money, I just go to live with them.
Remember, folks, if anybody's interested, they're going to be selling the Winter Circle auction. You can buy your team there at the Winter Circle at 7 o'clock in the GMC Arena.
Like, what was the point?
What the hell was Ryan Williams doing at the end?
Yeah, nothing.
Even so, I mean, every time you gotta worry and jerk and every single time.
Oh yeah, you better be here. I'll be waiting all day, waiting. Okay, good. Yes, sir. Huh? Yeah, she's sick. Yeah. Well, I was sick for a pretty long time. Come and go it. And then she got it about 3-4 days later. Still under it. One day she's not bad, and the next day back it, and then that's all it was with me. I didn't even realize I was sick. I was sick like for 4 or 5 days. Yeah. And then I got over it, and last week I was better, and then I went out and did some shit, and then the morning sort of feel stuffed up and everything, and you get going, you're okay. Yeah, I usually don't get a headache, but she does, right? So, you don't do too much when you got a headache. Don't do too much. Oh yeah. Yeah, she was gonna come and then she said, no, I better not. It's a long day. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a big issue. Yeah. What's wrong with it? Yeah. Yeah. But it's pretty about, 5 o'clock on. It's dark, if it's overcast out, it's, yeah. Oh, the Arctic, yeah.